don't think modern dating has any of the traditional values we have witnessed within recent generations. You said, historically speaking, though,
Like,
polyamory or having
biblically.
multiple partners was and has been normalized.
Yeah.
What part of history?
What I just said earlier with like the father Abraham, he had multiple wives and multiple children. Like it's been a thing for a while.
But I feel like 2,000 years of Western culture, Christianity, like monogamy has been cherished.
It's definitely cherished and valued, but I mean, it's been a thing that's been.
Well, yeah,
around
historically, there were people who were.
A lot of people expect monogamy nowadays, but like it.
You don't think it's realistic?
I think it's also a good value for like a man to be upfront about like his intentions with that as well. Because I've been with men that are like, I want a polyamorous dynamic. And
what do you think is better for society, monogamy or polyamory?
Polyamory.
You think polyamory is better for society?
Why?
I don't know. I think having connections with different people, and I don't know. I think I value connections with people.
So you think, like, for example, let's say you have.
I like to learn.
Let's say you have one man who has 100 wives. Do you think that that's good for society?
I mean, that's a lot of wives. I mean,
okay, fine, 10. He has 10 wives.
Too much of anything is a bad thing.
Yeah, but do you think it's good for society?
It's actually kind of bad for society.
I mean,
Well, that's the point I'm about to get to, but
what builds up society is the family unit, and I mean, people raising kids.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
What do you do in a society where you have fighting age men who see that 10% of the men are getting all the women, so that leaves 90% of men without a wife and the ability to have children? Do you think that would be like a good dynamic for society?
I mean,
in terms of war or potential violence, or
no.
You think it would? So if all the women could procreate and only 10% of the men could procreate, and those 90% of men are like, whoa, this is kind of preventing me from.
We kind of look
hold
at
on,
that.
it's kind of preventing me from fulfilling like my biological imperative of having children. You don't think that would have a negative impact in society in some conceivable way?
I mean, I never said that, but like also we have like millionaires and we also have homeless people. So like it's a dynamic.
Sure, we can talk about that.
Right. It's just a dynamic. Like obviously it's going to be.
Yeah, I get that it's dynamic. Do you want to answer the question?
I don't really have.
Okay, in your worldview, what would you prefer? Like society was polygamy, polygamous?
No, I wouldn't prefer it. Obviously, I think everyone would
Didn't
love
you just
to.
say that polygamy would be better for society?
I think it could be beneficial for people to have more relationships with open-minded individuals as well. But
why?
I feel like a lot of people who are too close-minded in their opinions and everything are kind of.
Can't you have connections and relationships with people without it being sexual?
Yeah.
So why does polyamory have to be in there for you to have connections with other people?
Saying, like,
change it.
I'm not saying strictly that it has to be like a relationship dynamic like that either, but like, I don't know. I feel like also modern dating, it's hard for women to even have guy friends as well. So.
But I guess I'm looking for an answer to my question. So in a society where all the women get to procreate and only 10% of the men get to procreate, do you think that this would tend to stabilize a society or destabilize it?
It would definitely destabilize.
So it'd be
absolutely
bad.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So don't you think it'd be better if it was one man, one woman? Obviously, it's not not everybody's gonna get to. People will die early. Some people won't find a partner. But like, wouldn't it be fair to say that monogamy would probably be like the most stable society in that specific?
That's fair to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we move away from polygamy then?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm glad I changed your mind. Are you still gonna be a polygamist? Like you want like 10 husbands?
No, I don't want it for myself. Like obviously,
Why don't you want it for yourself?
Because like everyone wants to feel valued, but also I
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I feel like if one
you feel more valued if like 10 dudes are blasting inside you?
Bro.
I'm just trying to understand like what.
No, I'm saying you would feel more valued if it's just like one person and it's reciprocated.
Oh, okay.
No. So neither of you are dating other people.
For
I know, but I'm just saying like I don't know. I find connection very important, and like talking to people, being open-minded with people, and then having like intimate conversations is very important.
What's the
as well.
biggest your roster's ever been?
Like talking to people at a time?
Yeah.
One.
You only talk to one guy at the same time? At like
one
once?
guy, yeah.
You've
I've
never like been sleeping with like 2 or 3 different guys?
I don't know why that's hard to believe.
I don't know. You seem kind of really excited about the polyamory thing. So,
No, I had an ex that kind of
Sure.
opened my mind about it.
and then you said that you don't think, going back to this, modern dating has any of the traditional values we have witnessed within recent generations.
Like your grandmothers, things like that. I feel like
What do you mean by
a lot
traditional
of
values?
the religious construct is like, at least in my experience, I've witnessed a lot of people, even that I've grown up with, like very religious homes growing up around that. So I feel like monogamy has been kind of more inherent in that sense.
Would you prefer a traditional relationship dynamic, or are you talking about chivalry? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Traditional as in like marriage and things of that.
Okay. So do you want to see a return to traditional values, or what are you going for? Or are you just
No.
know what?
I don't necessarily want anything traditional, so
Okay. But
It's kind
in
of
your
weird.
notes, you write, I don't think modern dating has any of the traditional values we have witnessed within recent generations.
Right.
So are you simply just making an observation?
yeah, that's just what I'm
Okay.
observing about
But
modern
you're
dating.
not saying prescriptively we should go back to more traditional values.
What about like not for
No,
yourself? Like
I'm
for
not
other
saying we should do anything at all. Everyone has their own things they do, and that's fine.
Okay. All right. Do you think, do you want a guy to pay for first dates?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I understand. It's
Or
fine.
all-
Do you want
wait.
it? Like, okay, here.
The
let me
guy
ask it-
paying entirely for the first.
No, let me ask it differently. You go on a date with a guy, he asked you out, and he's like, I don't know, it's $100 dinner or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the waiter comes, and he's like, 2 checks, please.
That's fine.
No problem? Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I'm glad you're consistent, I guess.
Thanks.